An actionable internet mention is an off-brand or on-brand mention of one of your products, and it's publicly visible, so it's indexed by Google, and it's posted by someone who's not an employee. So if you're out there pushing your own content, we don't consider that an actionable internet mention. It's something your prospects, partners, and customers say about you in the wild. And then what we do is we assign it to the employee best equipped to evaluate or engage. So let me show you exactly how that works. We found, as we looked at 20 to 30,000 different conversations, that these actionable internet mentions fell into 7 business classes pretty cleanly. So take a look at these. This is the customer saying, hey, I'm using your product right now, it's messed up, I'm having this particular problem, and you make me crazy. But notice that they're not writing to us directly. They're having a conversation with their social grid about a technical problem they're having. So we classify that as a case, and we actually went out to our tech support teams and said, hey, if we trained you in our workflow, got you a social account, would you take these and reach out? And they said yes. And so that was workflow step 1. We found people with general questions that could be answered by almost any employee that didn't require us to take a tech support resource off the phone. And we classify those as just queries, general questions. Oftentimes, there's a knowledge base article written that solves this. And so we went out to the technical writers for every product team and said, hey, you've written all this great content. If we find someone that's looking for that content or has a question that your content answers, would you be willing to be that go-between? Could we assign these posts to you? Would you then push back with the URL? And they said yes. So for every product line, we found a tech support person to handle the cases, a technical writer to take these queries. Does that make sense? And we put them in a workflow. This is the one you see all the time. I hate you, your product sucks, but it's very general. And so you don't necessarily know if there's a case involved. So we found that the PR teams were very interested in seeing the rants. And so we were able to get them in the workflow, and they will reach out and say, sorry, having trouble. Is there something specific we can help you with? And oftentimes the customer will respond back and say, yes, as a matter of fact, I'm licensing and this is the problem, or just trying to do an upgrade. Then we'll switch the class type to case, reassign to support, and we've had a positive interaction there and solved a problem. Raves are when someone is telling their social grid, hey, I love this company. And we found that product marketing was very interested in using those as an input for their customer references program. So they're out there trying to find customers who'd be willing to take a call. And when people are actually out there on social saying, hey, I love you, that's a very high percentage chance that they're going to be willing to take a call. So we pass the raves along to our references team. Obviously, social selling is a big deal. We found a percentage, not huge, but 2 to 3% of the aims are people announcing an intent to purchase in a given area. And so again, we reached out to the sales team, said, do you have anybody socially savvy, in this product line who would be willing to receive these and reach out and follow up in real time? Now, this is an engineering term, so I'm going to be a little geeky here, but this one is request for enhancement, RFE. So if you've ever been in development, you've heard that a lot. Customers will often come up and say, hey, I use this product, but I really wish it had this feature. And we found that typically engineering is not in the social media workflow loop at most companies, but we found that the people planning product release schedules and development roadmaps were keenly interested in receiving these. So often they'll do focus groups and usability studies, but this was just another source of input. And now that we've been talking about legal today and all the complexities therein, I never guessed that social media could be an input stream that would help make money and protect the company in a legal way. But as we harvested every mention of our brand, we found that every fraudulent website and everybody giving away free license keys and illegal downloads were popping up in our feed. And so we actually got the lawyers in our social media workflow so that they could be alerted to these things.